Today, Rinpoche continued his explanation of the 37 aspects of enlightenment as presented by Panchen Sonandrapa in the general meaning of perfection and supported by many of the great works by Lord Maitreya and Master Asanga.
Lari Chenmo Sonja Ngaju Ngaro Kazon Jibare Sonja Ngaju Nganga Jigi Dele Hada Pashin to Tumose than Ro.
That's it. So once again, we're going to be in the exact same spot that we were. So welcome everyone to the Chenrezig Tibetan Buddhist Center. So today we're going to continue on page, I believe, 99. Where we were before, where we showed, or Lama Tsongkhapa presents the commonality between the Sutra and Tantra teachings and presents that the perfection vehicle teachings are in common with those of the Tantric vehicle when it comes to the perfection, various practices.
Naga Senju and the Shivitz, ne Gandas from Yarisana, Shindu, the Shansu, the Tony Judu, and then Shaju, Nebulana, Judith, the Daga, Jaikan, the High Naba, Shawason Yaris, High Naba Shawa, and then Yana to some Bisharos, Yana. What the Guzulji Lago, what the Cat would never let the raw.
So once again, reading from Lama Tsongkhapa's great treatise, this training in method and wisdom comprising the 6 perfections is, as explained earlier, common to both the mantra and perfection vehicles. For in many of the tantric classes, we find repeated mention of the complete path of the perfections, the 6 perfections, the 37 branches of enlightenment, the 16 emptinesses, etc., in the context of the explanations that the entire celestial mansion and the array of resident deities are the inner qualities of the mind. Therefore, know that all the perfection of wisdom literature's explanations about what is to be adopted and what is to be discarded are comprehensively shared with the mantra vehicle, except in the case of tantric teachings for the certain exceptional persons in which they must take the experience of sensory objects as the path and so forth. So here it's presenting the common practices that we find between Sutra and Tantra, such as the 37 branches of enlightenment, the 16 wisdom realizing emptinesses, the 6 perfections, and it presents that all of the realizations that we find in Tantrayana, such as the deity, him or herself, and the celestial mansion and so forth, all of these are manifestations of the excellent qualities of the mind. And when we trace back what those excellent qualities of the mind are, they are the practices of those just mentioned, the 16 emptinesses, wisdom's realizing emptiness, and so forth. Digsung Rinpoche.
Paris Shimbi Lions of Zubala Yanda to Shibiros. That's Shanshu to do the Japania Jabaje, and that one is the Tujikambaje, Ombunga, Dogna, Shanshu La Du, Pavilon La J. Jignanata, Ombunga, Dogna, ne Ombunga, Yadapua, Casa. Japania Jaba, another one, the Tujikamba, Ombunga, Dogna, what the truth things and not things and what. That is Shanshu La into the Marve. Shanshu La, what then Munduna. Shanshu La, the Palan La J, the Sonju to do all. That Shanshu La doing the Pechin Jena or the Shanshu La doing. Shanshu La doing Shiva had that really such a do.
Rinpoche, Ngatsu the Do, the Chimasa.
Ah.
The Ngatsu Wang, the Nga. Dangsar, yene the Donga.
Donga Lutheron.
Drotsar. The union, the parshin shit on union.
Donga
the drapple do.
Moma to Jigalo, Oberton Drabbing in Sonsa.
The Jolam. Jolam good so.
Jolam, Troy and shit, and Zuba and shit, Chebamatu.
Less. Okay, tu chena. Gongya mebjing e khai kasong leka moment chison.
다 바신 제도
Less.
대신 뒤발랑 하다 돌래 대신 뒤바 쇼드라서 대신 뒤바
Let's go.
대신 뒤발랑 하다 돌래 상슈연라가 메바 쇼스나 파비 데마 제보데 디 메바 임베제데
Shan yu len la nangi kor. That's
라서 라마서 내다고
ngay sampa de yene. Ako de ngay sampa. Shan shu yen la. So while Rinpoche he's finding exactly where in the Parshin Shitun he's starting. We previously went over these points. So we went over what the 6 perfections are and what the 16 wisdoms realizing emptiness are. And now we're currently going over the 37 branches of enlightenment. And the 37 branches of enlightenment have 7 different categories or groupings. So the first of these groupings are the 4 close placements of mindfulness. The second is the 4 perfect abandonments. The third are the 4 aspects of the legs of magical emanation. The fourth refer to the sense faculties, or the 5 aspects of the, I'm sorry, not sense, just 5 aspects of the faculties. Number 5 are the 5 aspects of the strengths. Number 6 deals with the 7 aspects of the branches of enlightenment. And number 7 deals with the 8 different aspects of the branches of the path of the nobles. So these make for a total of 37 branches. And we've gone over the first few. We've gone over the first 5, rather. We've gone over the 4 close placements of mindfulness. We've gone over the 4 perfect abandonments. We've gone over the 4 aspects of the legs of magical emanation. Gone over the 5 aspects of the faculties. And gone over the 5 aspects of the strengths. And now we've arrived at the 7 aspects of the branches of enlightenment. And we get into now the enlightened path of the superior beings, of the Aryas. Detsin, Tuchena.
대신 뒤바들어
Okay.
대신 뒤바도에
Detsin, Drupa, Tuchena.
뒤바 말고 대신
Dru, 6. The
대신
Denden.
대신 뒤발라 둘레스
Less so.
다 샹추연라 파빌랑이 차우스
Tuchena.
네 팔랑연라 파빌랑이 차우스
Less so.
어디 타지 우도와
Less so.
다 샹추연라 그거데 샹추연라 파빌랑마도 수지랑 산다고 우도와 예퇴 파빌랑 라제 파빌랑 대신 파빌랑
Tuchena.
어디서 산다로 다 샹추연라 메바도 쇼스나 어디 담부들래 말바 샹추연라 메바도 쇼스나 메바유데 파비 덴바제부데 팔랑연라 메바 알레 팔랑연라 오늘도 대신 봐 팔랑연라 메바 임베시 대신 봐
Papi, Demba,
대신 조바로 대신 조바로 와
Drupa, the Denden. The Shanchu Yenla Dun, Drupa.
원래
The Dunba, the Shanchi, the Papi Glanje. Then the Data Yen Sambarinche. The Detsin, Drupa Langa,
대신 조바로
Da
와
Jule.
대신 조바 이제 조바
Yeah, the Drupa, Ewa Dun. Then the Ngama, the Ewa Dru, Kanga Yure. Then the Chipa.
어르르
Yeah, the Ngate Sampa, Tambo Mipa Yude.
나봐 그거 유데스로
The Data Yen. Ngate Sampa.
대대 샹추연라 둔도
That's
셰바데니 난두데스
Detsin, Drulanga, Jule.
나봐 영가다 줄래 나봐지 아 조바 말봐 조바
The Drupa Denden. We're just making 100% sure that we're in the correct place. in the Parshin Shittan? I wish we had
Doesn't
some music. Papi Dembaji. Oh, the Dembaji. Okay, okay, the Kali Rinpoche. Gonga Mepechik. Okay, so now we are on the sixth category, which has the 7 different divisions of it. So they are the 7 aspects of the branches of enlightenment. So we first, it says in the Parshin Shittan that you have to bear with me. I'm completely dehydrated, so I've got to pump fluids in from yesterday's work. So I'm just so dry right now. So it says here that just as the others have 6 categories, this will as well. So these 7 branches of enlightenment have 6 categories, just as the others. And the first of those 6 categories is object of observation, as all the others are as well. So when we look at this aspects of branches of enlightenment, if it is an aspect of a branch of enlightenment, it is necessarily a superior path. So here we're speaking of the superior paths, or the Arya paths of the hearers, the solitary realizers, and the bodhisattvas. So here, these are what we're speaking of. So it's necessarily, if it's a branch of enlightenment, it's necessarily a superior path. The Rinpoche, the Palayam Bichap, the Sanjay Papa, the Yenlaje. Okay, so yes. So we would say that also the Buddha superior as well. So I just asked if it was, because we do say Buddha is a superior, because obviously Buddha is an Arya. So is it at that level where we see these? And he said yes, that is as well. So we're referring to these 3 different types of superiors. And when we look at what the object of observation is, according to the Panchen Sonandrapa's general meaning of perfection, it says that the object of observation of the branches of the object of observation of the aspects of the branches of enlightenment are the 4 superior truths, or the 4 Arya truths. So these 4 superior truths are the superior truth of suffering, the superior truth of origin, the superior truth of cessation, and the superior truth of path. So again, what we're choosing here to translate Arya, which is a Sanskrit word, into English as is superior. So superior is the English translation of Arya, just to make this clear. So it's a superior's, so it's the, again, going back to what the actual definition is it's the superiors, the 4 superiors' truths, literally translated. The 4 superiors' truths. So those truths of the superior, superiors, those Aryas. Digsong Rinpoche, Tuche.
Papi Dembaji Bote, Shanjuan La, Meba Yimbi Shedes, Tonlando Tubi, Shanju De, Denji Nabala Mibi Guna, Debango to Jabi. That Tonland Tubi Shanju. Tonland Tubi Shanjus. Shanju Lani to Shanju, Raja Shanju, Tijin Shanju Soma to your Marawa. Yetu Shanju, then you to Daju Julma to your Marawa. Raja Shanju, Raja Dajumba. Tijin Shanju, the Sanji Road, the Sanji. Or that Tonland Tubi Shanju, the Jadul, the Gandain Zeratat, Tonland Janama, the Jaya Marawa. Tonland Tubi Shanju days, Tonland Tubi Shanju day, Denji Nabala Mibi Gune. Debango to Jabe, Denji Nabala maybe Gune, Debango to Jabe, Debango to Tonon Teni, and the Jelango to Gonag Teni Marbe, Debango to Tonon Teni, Teni in Logure. Tonglang tubi shangchu de, denji nabala mibi gune, denpa ngotu jabi denji naba dunga denpi naba je, kunju denpi naba je, gudenga naba je, langdenga naba je. Denji mata chudula mibi chane, an denpa ngotu jagres, ngotu jabi Ta tonglang tubi shangchu sa yin ta shangchu la, Nyetui shangchu, rangje shangchu, tijen shangchu, sompo kongro yinbi, machew se gu ayin. Tonglang tubi shangchu ja gu duwa. Tonglang tubi shangchu ju je, nyetui shangchu dan, rangje shangchu dan, tijen shangchu kan sompo kongro ayin mi, tel duwa
Yeah, the Ken Sapuldu. The Kalen, the Tonlan Shanchu?
Chetan de shangchu
Nga the Injike Data Laku.
nyetui shangchu,
Lesso,
rangje shangchu,
Ranja.
tijen shangchu, song chetan de shangchu ja garo.
Lesso.
Ta tonglang tubi shangchu song du te kande ina, chi chen de shan de yigo yen ro.
The Ngetru Gangen Sena, the Zen Kashi, the Shanchup, the Rimbo Mambo Yure, the Zen Konsu Kalen, the Jai, the Nampa Mambo, the Kalen, the Shanchup Rimbo Mambo Yure, the Tonlan Shanchu Yure, then Chikshina the Drabudu.
Chi chen de yin sen de pe
Then
chen yen ro.
the true.
Yeah.
I was just discussing, I'll explain what I was discussing with Rinpoche, not being rude. So here, when it speaks of what this means, is it says it's the enlightenment of. Let me figure out the. It's the realization of the object of observation, which is basically the enlightenment of the path of seeing. So what Rinpoche and I were discussing is when we divide enlightenment into categories, we always say that there are three categories. There is hearer's enlightenment, solitary's realizer's enlightenment, and then the great vehicle enlightenment. So the first hearer's enlightenment is obviously a hearer foe destroyer, a hearer arhat. The solitary realizer would be a solitary realizer, foe destroyer, or arhat. And then the great vehicle enlightenment would refer to Buddhahood, would be a Buddha. So within those three categories, we don't find this path of seeing's enlightenment. So are we saying that there aren't only three categories of enlightenment? So this statement, the way these words are put here, makes it confusing to the reader because it seems to use the same words that you would for the enlightenment that we all know of in the hearer, solitary realizer, and great vehicle. So we've never usually see this path of seeing enlightenment. So what I was discussing with Rinpoche is in a lot of Western traditions and Zen and so forth, they have stages of enlightenment where they say they're enlightened and they aren't Buddhas yet, but they've realized certain things. And he said, well, that's not for sure. You can't say that that's where it's coming from, first of all. This is just maybe a nominal designation or wording that Panchen Sonandrop is choosing to use to strengthen what the path of seeing is for the reader. Translator's note. So I just want to make sure we're not. I was just discussing, I found it curious because we've always negated that idea that there are these stages of enlightenment. When we hear this from other traditions, other students come in and say they're enlightened, and what do you mean? And it's because they've reached some stage according to their school of meditating, or it isn't even necessarily seeing emptiness. They say enlightened at very beginning stages in some of these practices. So that's what we were discussing. He said, don't say that. I just want to, we're not having secret conversations. So that's what we were discussing. So here it says that this path of seeing is enlightenment. So that's what makes a doubt arise. Diksan Rinpoche.
Ta shangchu yin la de la dun yu se la da dun marba.
Less so.
Shangchu yin la dun. Tonglang tubi ne zhenpa yang da shangchu yin la tangpo ji zhenpa. Na pu ga de de marba.
Less so.
Zhenpa yang da shangchu yin la.
There you're right. Please example.
Chue zhe de nang ji yin la shangchu yin la xie rou ro ba.
Less so.
Zhen de yang da shangchu yin la pe xian de ba. Na gwa yang da shangchu yin la.
Less so.
Ne dang yu yang da xie zhang yang da shangchu yin la.
Less so. Lesser, then Danyo, lesser, Tuchet. So what are these 7 aspects of the branches of enlightenment? They are the following. The first is mindfulness. So this is the first branch. And again, these are necessarily superior pathways. So mindfulness here is referring to that superior mindfulness. The second is finally distinguishing phenomena. So Rinpoche said that this second category refers to wisdom. So finally distinguishing phenomena is the literal translation. Joyous effort, so just normal effort. And then the next category is joy itself. Joyous effort, I'd have to look, but usually in English we put this joyous effort in there, and it's really almost explaining the word effort, because within the definition of effort it says that you're finding joy. It's just within it. The word effort itself, when they put this joyous effort in front of it, I'm just not sure if the Tibetan word doesn't just say effort raw. And then a lot of times as translators we try to make the words mean what they mean, when the Tibetan word doesn't necessarily do that. So we're going to run into, as translators, problems if we continue to do that. So we really need to stick to what the pure word is there. So usually it's just effort. And because then we get into number 4 where there's joy, and it becomes confusing, because there's 2 of the same words, which in the Tibetan there's just not. So joy. Number 5, pliancy. Number 6, meditative stabilization. And number 7, equanimity in the path which clearly realizes. So these are the 7 categories. And I point these things out not because I'm some scholar. The people who've written these things are much further along than I am. I'm just noticing things as we go along that might be helpful to others. Disum.
Da somba zhu shangchuan la zhu zhuo se na hama zhang zhaburo da shangchuan la dang somba denbi sen sen zhu du su res da da dang somba denbi sen dang sen li shuwa na yinbe shir da su nga jibar dama da jibar.
So the accompanier now becomes very similar to what the others are, and here it says the mind and mental factors that are there when this is occurring. So this superior mindfulness, finally distinguishing, etc. It's the mind and mental factors. These are the accompaniers. So very similar to some of the previous ones where we've had accompanier as the, very similar. Okay.
Da jeba gongchu yeti shangchu la gongbi chu de kan de sen gongchu de res jeba gongchu nes ane donga de ba to kunyu de ba ni ponja gonggo res dogu ni ponja dans golan ni lanja gomba des ne goden de la de lanja gonggo res shangchu la ji gomba de doles ce sont de le son res Embala neba dan, docha de tawala neba dan, gubala neba dan, nabara pon yonso, juru gomba wos, dulita embala neba dan, docha de tawala, embala neba de veje do ngemendo a, docha de tawala neba kunyo, ana gubala neba ngode, ne te pon ngode toje de, ne landen de ro, te landen insere. Nabra pon yonso jur gomba wos shezons.
Okay, then then in Kalika the Jepa Gonsune, okay, Dungya Goni Pangjadang. Okay, that's okay. So now we get into the 4th category, which is so we've gone through, just to make it clear, because I don't think I said definition or nature. So we went through objective observation, and we went through nature. which was that definition basically of the path of seeing, where that enlightenment was in it, within that definition. And then we have accompanier, and now we are in the explanation of meditation. So those are the 4 of the 6 categories. So the first is so the abandonment, which is the so the first, so where it says the so the fourth category is explanation of meditation, and then it says this can be explained by the abandonments of all suffering, the golani gulang. Okay. So the first refers to suffering and the origin of suffering. I see. Dugnel gunjung. I'm sorry. So the gun usually refers to, when you look at that word, it'll say mean all. Here it's referring to very shortened gunzut demba, which is the origin of suffering, basically. So here it's saying that the abandonments of the truth of suffering and the origin of suffering, and then the becoming familiar with the cessation and path. So, or practicing, becoming familiar with the practicing of cessation and path. So when we look at what is the explanation of meditation, it's saying meditation is the abandonment of suffering and its origin, and the practical application of the truth of path and cessation. So where does that come from? It says from the Mahayana Sutra Alamkara, the sutra. So it's saying from a sutra, not the Mahayana Sutra Amkara, from a sutra. It says, Pemba la nepa. Emba sena?
Tawa ina yen. Emba la nepa zong du. Dungan demba yin samarbe. Dungan demba.
So it says,
Dungan demba jud shuo san desha la suba kunyu demba marbe. Desha da tewa la nepa as. Dena gu ne la den yin jirwa. Guba la nepa tang. Napa pongyi yung so juru gongba us.
The Pemba la nepa Dungyal demba.
Emba la nepa.
Ducha dang jawa gunjun demba.
Kunyu demba yin sare.
Gupa la goden nampar pan.
Pongyi yung so jwa. Napa pongyi se lang den jiru lang den. Goden tuji lang den ro.
Okay, tuche. Pongyi. Okay, tuche na. So now it says from a sutra, and I don't know, Nepa sena?
Den dungan pabi denpa wo, den kunyu pabi denpa wo, den goba pabi, den lang pabi denpa wo. Dungan sheba sha, kunyu pongwa sha, goba ngot sha, lang gongba sha, wadu sunda pumudwe. Kulu dongbro.
Lesso. So what this is saying is, ale, okay, ale, Nepa. So you need to ascertain, I see, Nepa.
Dungan sheba sha, kunyu pongwa, dungan sheba she ne, embala nepa se, dungan sheba she ne.
Lesso.
Ti ju kunyu desha la su pongwa res.
Lesso.
Kunyu pongwa sha, goba ngot sha, as, ti ju lang den gongwa res.
So the sutra is a little bit more encoded, but it speaks of the same things. And when we look at the Four Noble Truths, sometimes we look at them in those 12 different ways, the 3 different types of ways. So it says that this is the superior truth of suffering, this is the superior truth of origin, this is the superior truth of cessation, this is the superior truth of path. And then it says suffering is to be understood, cessation is to be origin is to be abandoned, cessation is to be achieved, and path is to be relied upon, etc. Rinpoche didn't say the last 4. So those statements that we've gone over in the past are very similar to what's presented here. It's saying that relying on that which is abandoned, that referring to the truth of suffering. I'm just loosely translating this. Relying on that which is to be abandoned, relying on that which is similar to attachment, meaning origin. So getting rid of the origin. And then it says relying on. I'm trying to find what this NAPA word means. I got a dictionary. It's not relying, I know, but then it says cessation, and then it says nampar pomba de pomba nampar de dondegare
nampar jur gomba was
nampar point
yes
gun. Yeah,
London
yene de indicate de nampar point.
London gone ne tombon niebo do marbe and that
Lesso.
Tonang
Ale.
bonja de bongo
Ale.
and niebo do ro
Lesso.
namba bon yu also jogomba was Tonang la den then go den to go tombo go den
Lesso. Ale.
what this one is
So here it's speaking, the last one I was asking Rinpoche, it's a word for all of the abandonments, turning all of the transforming all of the abandonments. And this is referring to the truth of path. So by relying on the path of seeing, one is able to achieve a cessation. So this path, this truth of path is just referring to those practices that lead to that cessation. Let me just make sure. So that, believe that's it. Ngait Sampa Diksun, Rinpoche.
what that tendu this one out then gola do go by base that roba dadun marbe dadun roba dadun yute seba da macho shebi shene shangchu yin las shangchu jo sana seba da macho shebi shede ja gores seba da macho sheba seba sana nyumo ba de shi de ba seba nyumo ba de shi de ba pomba nyumo ba shi de pomba da nyumo ba de shi de ba pom sa du ya chegu ma chegu macho sheba seba da macho sheba lang de ji de ben lang da pa bi lang ni yu de ro ji de ben lang de nyumo pom de ne go ngo jo pom sa de ma du yang ja jong go ro da ji de ben lang ge to nyu ngo su de lang je and nyumo ba shi de ba du pom ba seba yang ja je yu ma res
The Rinpoche Gongyo Mepichik, the Ngait Sampa, the Nga Tsunge Hakogomare, the Gombi Gupa.
Gombi Gupa se da
Gombi Gupa.
Shangchu la Gombi Gupa jo se na seba da ma je wa shi bi shi ne Shangchu la
Tombon Pamba Dang Golan Yordu Zupa, the Ngait Dangma.
what the Gupa ro Gupa
Zogi Gupa. Gubiche.
Tombo da Goden da
There.
Goden da la de nyu du tubi nyu du zuba su ji Gupa mo bu yo res su ji Gupa yo be je Tombo mo da Tongla ma tu tombo mo do ma ro da
Lesso.
tombo ta ji tu tongla ra je tongla te ji tongla su yo de ro da ma de
Lesso.
돈이 무슨 다 타주얼 찾아봐이나 돈이 요란도 소란 거서 돈이 두고 하는데 돈이 무슨 두고 말아 돈이 무슨 두고 되는 요란바도 통화도 벌어res 통유란스 데 가자
무슨
수주 관계나 밥이 마도 봐오스 수주 생각에 간대자고 그러잖아. 수주 밥아 많이 받으려고 그러와. 수주 관계나 밥이 좀 마도 봐오스. 파나 마도 간자데 수주레스.
Lesso.
밥이 좀 마도 봐오스.
Lesso.
이제 라마도 봐 수주 주운데도 파나 마도 간자데 수주레스.
Lesso.
어때는도다.
Zupi Tsugi Gupai. So number 5, the reason for the need for meditation. I think that word is state. Not that that's helping, but the state of just going back when we were looking at the state of the abandonments, when we were referring to the Four Noble Truths, that word nate. In English, I looked it up and it's state. So So anyway, so the state, if you were to use it in this case, I just want to find where the sutra is. So the state of
통보도 고보도 와다 버나
the
덴지들 통보도 고보니 여더보다 덴지를 통보도 고보니 여 다니라 통보도 고보니 여 마다 동에 동다메 어디 타말 로슈 젠바트 투kal로 통보도 고보니 여더와 덴지라 통보도 고보니 쇼서나 네 주세라 때네 대바도 번제게 로지요로 어디 통보 인송요 통보 전화지 단지 그다서 그걸로 더불어다 주센라 된 답은세 봐 주센라 된 동해와 도안세 봐 어디서 그걸로 통보레스
then okay tombon then nipa
다 된지 주센라 마대버 대버도 번세 된지 주로데 네 공보레스
lenche
된지 레지스라고 그러다 된지 레지데 공보레스 된지 그다도 주센라 된네 대바도 번세로데
okay
그다데 통보인스 통랑도 뭐야도 어떻게 말이다.
tonlan nika pom tombon
내일 통보도 고분이 여들어다.
then tonlan
통랑 본 그래. 고분 고나 본 거로.
ale oh tombon ale gonbon ale tonlan gonlam tuche. So just it would be just going to the second one, the state, which is similar to attachment. So when we were talking about, and that would be origin. So the word state is what we were missing there, or I was missing rather. So now number 5, the need for meditation, and it says that it's a practice abandoning the abandonments at the path of seeing, and leading to various cessations. So the need for this is to abandon the various abandonments that need to be abandoned. I'm sorry to keep saying abandoned in order to become enlightened. So it's this transformation of these various levels of cessation. So when we look at the grasping at true establishment, there are 2 different kinds. There is the one that requires a reason to arrive at, which is not, so requires a mistaken analysis of some sort to arrive at this grasping. And then the other kind is one that's just naturally there, that doesn't require this as a type of, it doesn't require this type of reasoning to have this grasping. And the one with reasoning, where this grasping with reasoning is abandoned at the path of seeing, and the grasping without a reason at all is abandoned at the path of meditation. So there are various levels of grasping at true establishment, and those various levels are defeated at various different points on the path. So that's the reason for the meditation on these things, abandonments and so forth. It's to abandon these 2 types of grasping at true establishment in order to eventually become enlightened. So that's what the meaning of this reason for meditation is. There's a couple more words in here, but so that's it. So then Rinpoche said, so when we're speaking of superiors, oh, that's right, there's a whole nother section. So when we speak of superiors, we're talking of beings that have seen emptiness and have had a direct perception of emptiness. An understanding of emptiness is shared by the beings on the path of accumulation and the path of preparation. But understanding and direct perception are not the same thing. So when one reaches the path of seeing emptiness, there is a direct, valid cognition that takes place of the emptiness, of the nature of reality, and that being is then a superior. Anyone who hasn't had that experience is an ordinary being. So this is how the line of demarcation between ordinary being and superior is this direct perception of emptiness that takes place on the path of seeing. It's not the only one. There are later direct perceptions that take place, but this is the first direct valid cognition of emptiness that takes place that makes you not an ordinary being at all anymore. So not all the 5 paths are superior paths. Even if there is an understanding of emptiness, that doesn't infer perception or direct perception. So what we're speaking of, something I forgot from before, when we're looking in detail at these suffering origins, cessations, and paths, we're looking at them by way of each of them having the 4 characteristics for a total of the 16 attributes of the 4 Noble Truths. We have the 4 attributes of the truth of suffering, the 4 of the truth of origin, the 4 of the truth of cessation, and the 4 of the truth of paths. So this is the analysis, in-depth analysis is in relation to each of those truths, and each of those truths have these 4 attributes. So when one has this direct valid cognition, one is directly perceiving these 4 truths at the path of seeing, and that is when one becomes a superior, because he or she is no longer an ordinary being who sees reality in an inferior way. So this is really what it refers to, and the Kanga. Dixon.
다 세바 담마 저셔바 주바 다녀로 세바 담마 저셔바네
세바
이신네 세바스는 세바는 당 구대는 구대 세바스는 녀모부터 시제바 세바
세
녀모부터 시제바 bomba bom빙 구대 세바스는 구대는 고고래
Let's see.
머저바셔바 구대는 도수나 디 도수 녀모다 녀모부터 시제바 저거마로 머저와 시바 시바스 대체겐 로들고 그러다 시비 이신네 이제 상주 자고 그래서 상주인도 발랑인배지 발랑인의 상주인 미쳐서 라고서 말이야 상주인도 발랑인배지 발랑인의 상주인 미쳐서 대담말로 어디 통론 도비 상주를 라자도 발랑인의 상주인 미쳐라고서로
Do you understand Palam?
세바다 마저시비 이제는 상주인 라스 세바다 마저시비 이제 상주인데 발랑인배지 네트 상주인배 라제 상주 대진 상주 차고모도 상주라 통란의 자용도와
Ale, the Yanjir Geshe Tonlan Shanchu.
통란의 상주 자바이나 네 세바다 마저시비 이제 상주인데 발랑인배지 바빌랑
I see.
바빌랑이는 상주임 차라고서래
Zepa, Sheba,
세바 성어도 들으
the Chipa,
세바스는 녀르 뽕바 세바스는
exhaust.
남지로
Ale, Goden, Zepa, Chipa, exhaust,
Seba,
NGK, exhaust
yeah.
in the dictionary, exhaust, exhaustion, and
Nyamu
Jewa,
Nyamu-
Shebi, Yeshe?
녀모 멋져와 세바 시디 멋져와 세바 멋져와 세비 이제 상주레스 상주인 통랑 발랑인배지
Okay, Zepa da Mijepi Yeshe. Mijepi Yeshe is Shiji, Pamba, Mijepa, Mijewa
시디
Shebi.
뽕바 시디 한 멋져와 세바는 주 상주인데 발랑인배지
The Gonga Mebichik, the NGK Selpo Lagu, and Ngay Sem Selpo Yomare. The Zepa is
세바는
Chingy.
녀모 세바 녀모 세바
This Selpo do.
녀모 뽕바
Okay, then
시디
they
세바 시디 뽕바
Dong,
시디 뽕바 세바 시디 세바 지바로
then they
녀모
Dong,
세바 뽕바
Mijewa
녀모
Shebi
뽕바
Yeshe?
녀모 멋져와 세바 시디 멋져와 세바 멋져와 시비 시디 상주레스 상주인데 발랑인배지
Okay, all right. So now we have, this is going to give me a little trouble, but the meaning of the words. And so it says exhaustion and the non-arisal of the Majepa. Majewa Shebi Yeshe. Majewa Shebi Yeshe.
녀모 멋져와 시비
It's the non-arisal. It says the non-arisal of this she must sheba sena sheba shebi yeshe sheba this she.
Zuzi mishe zu sheba zero. Zuzi mishe zu sheba. Seba the seba sheba. Nyundi pomba sheba. Nyundi mijo sheba yedro sheba.
Okay, so there's not an all right. So exhaustion and non-arisal, a wisdom of non-arisal. So here, exhaustion can refer to a cessation. It's a cessation, and the non-arisal is referring to the non-arisal of afflictions, the non-arisal of ignorance, and so forth. This is a these wisdoms are enlightenments. Why are they enlightenments? Because they are superior paths. So before we were saying the enlightenment of the path of seeing. Prior, we have that Panchen Sonandrapa uses those words. So in the meaning of the words here, it says exhaustion and a non-arisal wisdom. That means that this is an enlightenment. So exhaustion meaning a cessation. Non-arisal mean non-arisal of afflictions, non-arisal of oh, I see. Maybe this is referring to at the moment of the path of seeing when one is having a non-arisal of these, and there is a I'd have to go much deeper to know. I think that's a better way to these words would string together if that would be. So it says exhaustion and non-arisal. And then it says, this is enlightenment. Rinpoche said, why is it enlightenment? He said, because it's a superior path. And he said, as before, we talked about this, the enlightenment of the path of seeing, which causes controversy and doubt when we say those words together. Digsong Rinpoche, ngay san, but they told.
Sebat amajwa shibi shini shangshu yin las. Te tuji chashi sang. Yuan la yin bei te jue bei shangshu yuan la si la wa res. Sebat amajwa shibi shi tuji ji chashi sang. Yuan la yin zang shangshu yuan la si la wa res. Pe na nga su laba ta nga su lu ji yuan la ma de. Lu ji yuan la ka chashi ji ro. Chashi ji yin zang yuan la si la wa ro ta. Sebat majwa sheba de ane palang yuan la yin zang shangshu yuan la si la wa res. Sebat majwa shebi ishe ji tuji ji yuan la yin zang shangshu yuan la si.
So it says this, arriving at this, so this path of seeing is one of the branches of enlightenment. So arriving at this path of seeing is one of the branches of enlightenment. Rinpoche said a branch or a limb is similar to, we have a body and our arm is a limb. So this superior path is a limb of the pathway, branches, I'm sorry, a limb of the branches of enlightenment. Yanla Yimbe, Detar Shebiche. Okay, Digsong, Detar Shan. Less so. So we could say the branches, we say branches of enlightenment. So when we say a branch of a tree has the main and then many branches coming off of it. So this is all of it is tree. But these are the branches of that tree. So this is what the branches of enlightenment are referring to, the many things that combine make up what is enlightenment. Make sense? Yeah. Decent.
Sebata majwa shebe tuji lang de mo yo de te no ne sebata majwa shebe de yuan la na mo shu ji yin zang shang chu la.
So there are many different pathways which create this exhaustion and non-arisal. So this wisdom of knowing of non-arisal. So there are many different pathways which cause this to occur, and that's why we say branches of enlightenment, because there are many of these different things that make up the whole, many parts to make up the whole.
Ta seba sheba da majwa sheba du seba sheba de sheba la taba shegu ro taba yueba. Taba yueba du de machina seba de yueba de shedu ma ro ta. Taba shegu do ne du ji taba. Raje ji taba, tije ji taba du shegudo.
Then the sepa the tarpa son then the jawa gare.
Seba tabalo godo,
Lessa.
nyodi seba,
Lessa.
nyodi bomba,
Lessa.
shidi seba, shidi bomba do the tabale do.
Lessa.
Taba. What the taba de nanda go the reba do du tendo mai de jula gusu sijeros, tendo mai de jula gusu sijeros. Saji nyawan pom chu je rang rejun sebi rewe de rang ju de la neji nyeb to den yebe jes. Saji nyawan pom ngazu pom dogen pom juro.
Yeah.
Ku gale senda yo ares.
Lesso.
Jusen kares na ku ju de la neji nyeb to den dame du shero yo ares. Shin to ko senda loas. Shin de neji me yo zan ne me tsin shin me senda do. Den naji marbete. Den do amaide.
Dame
Jula
dopi
gusu
shir.
sejeros.
Dame
Taba
do-
duro, taba.
Dame dopi shir. Okay, so exhaustion is a cessation. Why? Is a liberation. So Rinpoche's going through all these words. So the exhaustion, this first word, is a liberation, is a cessation. So it is a liberation from the afflictive obstructions, or transcendence from the afflictive obstructions and the obstructions to omniscience. So it is the Dame Dopi Sherap, the wisdom realizing selflessness, Dame Dopi Sherap, the wisdom realizing selflessness that serves that serves as an opponent to serves as the only opponent to the various graspings at true establishment. Where am I going with this? Jason, Yanjer Surinang Rimshe. Chekat Lobson, then Sem Tomba Chasa.
Shin de me sin ko meba chane do.
Okay, Lesso.
Ku shin
Okay.
ju neji nyab
Okay,
to ne
Ngechengyu.
shin meba chane do.
Lesso.
Den naji dunga ju pungbo da nyomo ba tu ku lo ane ko
Dami Dubi
dame to be shero to ji meba chane yo.
Lesso. So
Shin da ji ba des.
So this exhaustion is that the wisdom realizing selflessness is able to exhaust these negativities, just the way that a fire exhausts a tree. If it burns it down, it stops it, it exhausts it. Likewise, this wisdom realizing selflessness exhausts the grasping at true establishment. It exhausts the various negativities. So it gets rid of the afflictive obstructions. It exhausts the obstructions to omniscience. So that's why this word exhaust is used here. It's saying it exhausts it. It is an enlightenment that exhausts, and it is an enlightenment because it is exhausted and it doesn't arise. What does exhaust mean? It has, just as a tree is burned by fire, the wisdom realizing emptiness burns away the misconception. Dikson.
O de shin me tsiba da da dame to be shero ji me nyomo ba de shi ji ba tsiba rabro.
So just like the fire exhausts a tree or burns away a tree, gets rid of a tree, ends a tree, that's another way I could put it. Just as a fire ends a tree, likewise, the wisdom realizing selflessness ends the afflictive obstructions and ends the obstructions to omniscience. So it's an exhauster, it's an ender of those things.
So this
is in the Dharmakirti's Pramanavartika Karika, the Dharmakirti's commentary on the Dignaga's Compendium of a Valid Cognition. In that text, we find these points made about this word exhaust and why exhaust means cessation, and what is exhausted? The afflictive obstructions, the obstructions to omniscience. How are they exhausted? In the similar way that a fire burns a tree down, these burn away the afflictive obstructions and the obstructions to omniscience. So once this is burned down, the tree doesn't grow again. So there is a non-arisal. So it says an exhaustion and then a non-arisal. So they're exhausted, so they don't arise again because of this exhaustion.
세바도 맞지 세바서.
So that's what the meaning of these words are, non-arisal and exhaustion, in this context. Taking it away from just all of these words and saying this is what it means. Exhaustion is cessation, non-arisal is referring to because of this exhaustion of these things, they don't arise, just as a tree doesn't come back once it's burned down.
녀모바데 시지바 세바데 뇌바데 생전 사망 줄이요. 녀모바데 시지도 몸에 타바토아 요바데 생전 당질이요.
So all sentient beings have the ability to achieve a liberation, which is a freedom from the afflictive obstructions and the obstructions to omniscience. All sentient beings have the ability to become a Buddha. Why do they have the ability to become a Buddha? Because all sentient beings possess a mental consciousness. The mental consciousness has the ability to be omniscient and have knowledge of all phenomena, and it has the ability to get rid of all of the abandonments. Because one can arrive at a place where he or she can understand or know all phenomena and abandon all of the negativities, then because of this Buddha potential, there is this potential for Buddhahood. So there's a slight difference between the great vehicle enlightenment and the lesser vehicle enlightenment, because the lesser vehicle enlightenment has merely gotten rid of, not merely like it's only, has only gotten rid of the afflictive obstructions, and they have not gotten rid of the obstructions to omniscience. So all sentient beings possess this mental consciousness. It's the mental consciousness that has all the ability. All sentient beings have this mental consciousness. So if we have practice and have time, our mental consciousness is very able. So if we have time to practice, our mental consciousness is very able. So when these words are used, when exhaustion is used, we know it refers to a cessation. And this non-arisal is referring to, it doesn't arise again because of the cessation. It's that static nature of freedom from that. The static nature of the freedom from that, and it's whatever cessation we're talking about. There's so many afflictions. Where Natsukari
세바다 마저 세바는 상주 인라스 또 도지 차시상原来 임베다 죄베 상주 인라스 라고아레스.
So all these are all, what it's saying is exhaustion and this non-arisal are all, when we say they are enlightenments, we're saying they are branches of enlightenment. So here it's saying that exhaustion and non-arisal are branches of this enlightenment. And this is what we're saying. Yeah, that's what it says. Disa.
Today, 상주인라 dwin시버도 마 듀기 인한간 듀는 그래서 당가. 대인간 듀데 대바양다 상주인라지 주로 난지연다 상주인라 전도연다 상주인라 대내 거양다 상주인라 신장연다 상주인라 대내 tingenz이다
다녀. 그러니까 팅징하고 말이야. 곰 인지케다. 다녀.
상주인라
그러니까
상주인라 손에 녀모메비 연락드리신스.
그래서
상주인라 손도 와도 녀모메비 연락드리스. 상주메비 연락 尊主人的想去人了季节，高人的想去人了年节，想去人了的偏去人了当时。
The Tambo Demba, Nipa Sherab,
西江定安镇，当军人的想去人了送的我的人，西江人的想去人了，定安镇的想去人了，当军人的想去人了，送的原木没别人了对形式，原木
okay.
没别人了对个人是。
Okay, the Dene Kabi.
西江节、定安镇节、当军让他送不得，原木没别人了。
Okay, so when we look at these aspects of the branches of enlightenment, there are 7 aspects of the branches of enlightenment: mindfulness, finely distinguishing phenomena, joyous effort, joy, pliancy, meditative stabilization, and equanimity. So it says that the 3, pliancy, meditative stabilization, and equanimity, are the Nyomon. What are they? They are the abandoners of the afflictions. The Parshin Chitan okay, do.
西江定安镇当军人的想去人了送的，西江定安镇当军人的想去人了送的，原木没别人了对形式。送不样，新疆呢，送个哪呢？在新疆的原木没别记人了，这是原木没别记人了。 定安镇呢，对内军了。
Ale.
当军呢，对我年纪原来都有别些，以前了当不得写过去了，他真的定安镇工，得了米呢，定安镇工单不下过去了，定安镇内军了，真的当军呢，对我年纪了，对我的是我，有别些的，有他来是。 大家想被我们一他一门，让人了那样了，说把安全员了对，一把朋友员了赢，那送人没买员了，得了一当那当呢，我呢都单把赢，写送是，家想被我的有他的送多多写送是，这样都是将来，下山同样把的。 可能就叫我的没么多的啊，可来就可来，这来也没。
Nghe Rasa. The Utai Rasa.
Yeah, let's just allow that.
Okay. Okay, so so we have these 7 aspects. So it says that Xinjiang, Tingen, Zi, Danyam. So those 3 are it says Nyomo, Mepi, and branches where there is an absence of affliction. So branches where there is an absence of affliction. Xinjiang ni nyomo maybe.
La nyomo maybe la nyomo maybe ji la nyomo maybe ne ju la nyomo maybe ngui la song jia hong du wa song bu de le dang bu de nyomo maybe ji la res. 日月了
Okay, Rasa.
定安镇的嘛，对吧？定安镇。当年的内军了，那想救人的是吧？等到送有了新疆。
西江定安镇当年。
新疆定安镇当年送了。
来是。
牛毛没来送了。
新疆牛毛。
新疆的牛毛被日月了的是，他当不牛毛被年不切过去了。 定安镇对内军了，得了米呢，定安镇工呢，单不掐过去了。内军了去，当年对我员了是，就被写的手送都是那家乡被有他来是，让人员了那样了是。新疆的原木没被人员了，定安镇内军了，当年对。 我年军了，因为是有他来，让人员了，内员了，让人员了，内员了，说把安全员了，这是。
The Tambo the Uta le Ranji yen la Ne yen la Sumba Nge Jung yen la.
新疆的原木被日月了，新疆的原木被日月了，定安镇内军了，
Okay.
Okay.
So we find in Lord Maitreya's Middle Beyond Extremes, in the 7 Aspects of Enlightenment, page 110, if anybody's following, it says the aspect of nature, the aspect of basis, the 3rd aspect of definite emergence, and the 4th aspect of benefit, the 3 aspects of freedom from affliction. So we just had the 3 aspects of freedom from affliction. It says in here are the pliancy, concentration, and equanimity. It says, are taught to be the foundation, state, and essential nature. So, the nature, the aspect of basis, the 3rd of definite emergent. The basis, aspect of nature. Triwa yure, jipago. Where am I?
Siya tinga de tanyo da sonne. Shanshu yun la sonne. Nyumo bi la dushin sonbo yang. Shenzhen de nyumo bi ji yun la. Tinga de ne yun la. Tanyo ti ngoni yun la yin bi shi de. Yutale. Rajin yun la. Ne yun la.
Then gare, okay, they kali. Ranjin yen la gare.
Rajin yun la.
Gare.
Rajin la
Kagi.
tima. Shenzhen tinga de tanyo sonne. Shanshu yun la sonbo ne. Nyumo bi yun la dushin sonbo yang. Shenzhen ne. Nyumo bi ji yun la shizwa. Shenzhen nyumo bi ji yun la. De la jidang se Shenzhen re doa. Jidang. Ne dang se ya de dingen de marbe dingen de. Dingen de ne yun la.
Okay.
Dingen de ne yun la. De ne ngoni de tenpa yin se du rangin marbe rangin. Ne yun la. Tanyo dang ne. Di ngoni yun la du se ngoni do.
Okay.
Chenrezig yun la, tingan zi ne yun la, tanyo ngoni yun la du ye se, jubi se. Tanyo du ngoni yun la re duwa. De la jitang, ne tang ne, ngoni yun la de, ngoni tenpa yin se, tanyo de re do, tanyo.
Okay, so when we look at how we break down the meanings of these different foundation, state, and essential nature, these are the 3 different categories that are presented in the Middle Beyond Extremes. Foundation, state, and essential nature. So it's saying the aspect of nature and mindfulness is the Enlightenment aspect of basis. So the aspect of basis is referring to mindfulness. So when we look at the 7, first is mindfulness, and the second is fully discerning phenomena. So fully discerning phenomena is the aspect of nature. Mindfulness is the aspect of basis. Diligence is the 3rd aspect of definite emergence. Okay, so there are 2 different points that are made here. Hold on one second. Three aspects of freedom from the afflictions are agility, so meditative absorption and equanimity. Foundation state. Okay, so when we look at the Middle Beyond Extremes, it says the aspect of nature, the aspect of basis, the 3rd aspect of definite emergence, and the 4th aspect of benefit. The 3 aspects of freedom from affliction are taught to be foundation, state, and the essential nature. So then it goes on to say that what is the aspect of nature? It's the fully discerning phenomena, which is our finely distinguishing phenomena. We translated it as before. And then mindfulness is basis. So then definite emergence is diligence, and benefit, definite emergence and joy. I'm sorry, definite emergence and joy are the fourth aspect of benefit. So definite emergence and joy are the fourth aspect of benefit. And then there are the three aspects, which are freedom from affliction, that we just read from the Parshin Chittun. So we're using both right now, the general meaning of perfection and the middle beyond extremes, because they're both being presented simultaneously. Then the three aspects, freedom from affliction, refer to the pliancy, meditative stabilization, and equanimity. And it says that agility, what are they using agility for? Just give me 1 second. So agility is pliancy. They're using agility for pliancy, just for anyone who's following the text. When we're saying pliancy, they're using the word agility. And it's saying that pliancy is said to be the foundation of all of these. But meditative here, let me go back. Then it says foundation, state, and essential nature. So it says that this pliancy, when it says the three, foundation, state, and essential nature, pliancy is said to be the foundation, and the, what are we calling it? Meditative stabilization is the foundation in which the state affliction is absent. So that's the three. State, so state is referring to the meditative stabilization. And then the third, essential nature, is referring to the equanimity in the path, which clearly realizes. You have to make sure that that says equanimity in the path that clearly realizes, because it's a superior path necessarily, so it's a realized path. And that is how we have the groupings of the four and then the three aspects. So aspect of nature, aspect of basis, aspect of definite emergence, and aspect of benefit, and then three aspects of freedom from affliction. So this is how we break down these into their varying categories. Okay, Digsun.
다 유탈레 장인여라 내여라 손바겐 유연라데 예바편여라이 나송 녀모메여라 돌라 제던 내던데 원인 대바 담만의 시대하되 콘텐이사레
Seldu, Selpo Lapsam. This Sumgare, this Jigare, Penyungare, the Kanga Lapsar. Pemba, the Kanga Lapsar. Mol, Pemba.
나송 녀모메여라 녀모메여라 송 지여라 내지여라 원이여라 땡고여레스 땡바인스 저샤베드 송로다 놀레트는 송두스 이지레.
So, again, looking at Lord Maitreya's text, the aspect of nature, the aspect of basis, the third aspect of definite emergence, and the fourth aspect of benefit. The three aspects of freedom from affliction are taught to be the foundation, state, and essential nature. So the three, it's saying that those three aspects of freedom from affliction, which are pliancy, meditative stabilization, and equanimity, are taught to be foundation, state, and essential nature in that order. So that's the meaning of that. Diksung Rinpoche.
단도드 젠레 너를 송도스 단도드 젠 대저샤 먹어버려 도드 젠 고도젠 도드 젠레 워데 샹산 통랑바데 콜주의 잡던 라와 송도스 샹산 통랑바데 콜주의 잡던 라와 라신 샹슈엔라 듬부데 네 듬부데 제신 하두던 라 송바인데 제신 하두 제세 콜주의 잡아들 제신 하든 들어와. 네, 샤슈 연락 되부터 왔대 제신 하든 들어와 송도스. 콜주의 잡아서 왔대. 콜주의 잡아도 깨봐야 피드서마도 콜주의 잡해가 말했다. 깨봐야 피드마도 깨봐 만드비도서 콜주의 잡해가 말했어. 깨봐야 피온들 때는 콜주의 잡어. 배그랬어. 콜주의 잡아들 생nguyên 상자 콜주jen스. 세 콜주jen 잡어. 문 콜주jen 잡어. 상 콜주jen 잡어. 자 콜주jen 잡어. 이제 말해 잡으시. 세 콜주의 잡어되게 린젤 온주그레스. 세주 콜주jen 잡어되게 린젤 온주그레스. 샬르바블 로자블 노브 샤브 드라미에 린젤갈 온주그레스. 저는 콜주jen데 린송로 온주그레스. 린젤거는 지주투 멤버다. 생nguyên 상자 콜주jen. 근데 상 콜주jen데 린이면로 자 콜주jen 린지 또 콜주지 잡으려면 제도다. 생nguyên 상자 콜주jen. 세 콜주jen 콜주지 잡고 린젤 온주를 상 콜주jen 잡고 린송로 온주를 상 콜주jen 린이 자 콜주jen 린지 what does later do that?
Okay, so then Shanchu, where am I? Then Shanchu Senton Lampa. So the Bodhisattva who has, so I'm just going to start to translate this. So now it says, the Bodhisattva who has reached the path of seeing, de korlo jelpo dandrar, the Shanchu Samba kon dandrar.
Shansan Tolamba the seeing marbe Mahayana seeing Shansan Tolamba the 콜주의 잡았던 라브레스.
So what I see. So what the Bodhisattva is able to, what the Bodhisattva who has reached the path of seeing is able to see is the same as that of a world king. It's like the, is it Dharma Chakra? Korojui Jelpo Dharma Chakra?
콜주의 잡어. 콜주의 잡어서 다 다마 차가로
The Chipa Dharma
골
Chakra.
차가 사불 차가
Okay.
아양도 그 상을
The Ming Chipa Dharma Chakra?
집에 예지로다. 세 콜주의.
Okay, so I'm just trying to see if so this it's basically this world Lord of the Worlds basically. And I asked him if it was like I just lost it. Dharma. So it's a Dharmapada.
아버다마고샤. 저 나로송 요래. 생nguyên 상자 콜주jen스. 저 자왕은 로로조로다.
Okay, so it's the king of the worlds. We'll say sees the same as the king of the world. So when the lifespan is very, very high, these kings of the worlds are present. And there's the golden king of the world who sees over the four continents. And the four continents are the eastern continent, the western continent, the northern continent, and the southern continent. The southern continent of which we are currently on. So he or she oversees those four. The silver world king oversees three continents. The copper world king oversees two, and the iron world king oversees one. So they oversee an enormous amount. So it's saying that the Bodhisattva who has reached this path of seeing sees as much as a Dharma chakra. I think it's Dharma chakra is the translation in Sanskrit, but it's a king of the worlds, a Lord King. I don't see the word Dharma though so maybe not. It might be something different. But anyway, so that's what it's saying here. And then it says, Jopo Dong, Dashing Yenla, the Dumbo Jelsi Na dun. So these are the
단 도도 jenle 상선 통로부터 콜로지 잡았던 자와 라신스 연라 뒤부터 제시 나도던 자 손데스
they don't agree. The
도도 jen
Jesse na
제시 나도 콜로지 잡을 체슈는 뭐다 뒤에지로다 제시 나도로 그러다 네 뒤도데 제시 나도던 자버레스 도도 jen les
Okay, so
도도
it
jenle
says that. That's fine.
연대된 상선nes 네 연대된 상선네 콜주원 라와지스 네 연대된 비오데 잡도 콜주 잡던 라브레스 따도린체 듄타비스 리체나두 듄타비 샹슈연라나주 코르 셰송사 샹슈연라나주 코르 셰송 제시 나두던다 추시에나스 울만 올레도다
Then Bechagare?
아
Dodogen?
도드제로
So
사만 도드제 정사도 데닐레 성도 도드제로 고거래 데닐레 연대된 상선네스 제시 나두던 대비 샹주 선바데 네 콜주이 잡던다 버레스 다와지 따도레체 듄타비 샹슈연라나주 코르스
okay, so we find in the Mahayana Sutra Alamkara, the ornament for the Mahayana by Lord Maitreya, the point made that the Bodhisattva on the path of seeing sees the same as a world king, and it just basically says that same thing. That so we can check in the Mahayana Sutra Alamkara for this. Shoot up. Okay.
다 콜 제시 나두던 다 추시에 나스 잠바야다 잠바네 콜던다데스 잠바야다 샹주연라데 콜던다브레스 콜던다브인데 본자 마제월레 제와시베스 본자 마봉바도 bomba시도 그레스 마제월레 제와시베스
The Panja Ma Pomba Pon Tu?
bomba시베스
Okay.
봉화시에서 콜론다브레스 콜로스는 당가서 모타 콜로스는도 로바테유는 로마젠다 로마르데 콜로
So,
Gadi,
so the
Kara.
word, when we look at the Tibetan word for this king, the word wheel is in there. Chakra, Dharma chakra. Okay, so the word wheel is in there. So it's saying that why is the word wheel in there for this king? So why is it like a wheel? So why is this like a wheel? And it says, Jesse. It says Jemba and Korlo Dang Drade Panja. So it's like a wheel because that which hasn't been abandoned gets crushed or gets abandoned, or that which hasn't turned up turns up or gets abandoned. So it's like a wheel because of that.
큐라도 난지네 람바던다데스 큐라 난지 싫어한다도 말이야 난지네 람바체던다브레스 콜 제시 나두는 람바지지 요저로다 람바체던다데 페이지 고아다비 뭐자 또바 탄지 좀바시베서 큐라 난지 돈이도 싫어되게 뉴모바트 시 제가 그건 좋은 거로다 엔드다 어디
So it says it's like so now it's going to compare it to a few different things. I thought it was going with the king, but now we're in different words. So it's just comparing it to a wheel, and now it's comparing it to to an elephant. So it says it's like an elephant because it is supreme over, it can destroy, it abandons all negativities, or it just is a pegi gulwa, the pangja kanga setudu. Okay, so it's able to get rid of all of the abandonments, just like an elephant would be able to conquer all the different animals. It's the largest, so it could conquer all of the animals. Or the word is abandon that's being used. We use in English, but abandon means getting rid of. So this elephant could get rid of other animals because it's so large. So it's like an elephant for that reason. Then
house. Tachudan Rade, Shanshunian to Tubashibeja, Takunju Doroda, Tanjubun Doro, Tenajo, Sanji Sal Jubudores, Roashibainza, Tachudan Dabres.
So then it says it's like a horse. And I think these all relate to the 7. I'm sorry to keep doing this, and I'm just seeing these connections as I'm looking back and forth at all these books. And I think that the mindfulness, the Korlo Jemba Rinpoche? Korlo Dandar Jemba. The Dun Dangarebe?
Pijigua.
Maybe. He's not sure. He said maybe. So I don't feel so bad. Let's just see. Well, before I state that, let's see if we have 7. And if we have 7, then it relates to these 7. If we don't, I mean, it's not going to, meaning is all of the same. We're just seeing if it's connected to this or not. So we said it's like a wheel. We said it's like an elephant. And then Lampoche, then
house. Shanshunian to Tubashibeja, Sanji Sal Jubun, Ta Lombajendal Jubun, Tenajo, what the Sundu to a Tanda, Sundu Abatonga, Numachi upon the Sanji Sal Jubun.
So it's like a horse that's quickly going somewhere, because if we put a large amount of effort into it, we can go to the Buddha lands, Buddha grounds very quickly. So it's like a horse, because we can go very quickly to the Buddha grounds.
Gawayanda Shanshunian Nabutan Rabures, Gawayanda,
Gawane, 7.
Nabutan Rate, Nabu Gawashi, Nabu Yuba in the Susul Gabi, Gawashi, Tar
Norbo? Oh, Norbu.
Oh,
Nabu,
Chujigayu.
Where are we?
Jibanju, what the Tubaya Tobel Hen do the Sen Gabi, what the Nabu is.
So then it says it's like a jewel. So the joy is like a jewel. So we're going to do this now. Mindfulness is like a wheel. Finally distinguishing phenomena is like an elephant, definitely. Joyous effort, what was the one? I'm losing it. Joyous effort is like a horse, thank you. And joy is like gawa, the dandrapo gare. Oh, like a jewel. I'm sorry. Okay, so joy is like a jewel. Garishene jewel dandra norbu dandra. Okay. So the reason it's like a jewel is if you have a jewel, you like this very much, others like it very much. So it's saying that this joy that you have to practice is like a jewel. Then Tuchena. So like a queen. So pliancy is like a queen. It's like a king. I like a queen because a queen pleases the mind and body of the king. So we have mental and physical pliancy. So it's like a queen because the mind and body become very pliant, and the king is right. So yes, that's it. So now the number 5 is like a queen because the king's mind and body are more, and I don't want to use this word joy to confuse things, but are enjoyed. The undersurlang, the data lagu, the shijang.
시장 전부 다 잡으래서
가르치는-
잡고 와이프
Less
잡으래서 잡고 와이프도 잡고 글로선 도와되고 시장 되게 네
just like the
장주
queen.
생활을 도와되고 해서 전부 잡으래서
Okay, just like the queen brings pleasure to the mind and body, just like the queen brings pleasure to the mind and body of the king, pliancy brings pleasure to the mind and body. So this pliancy brings pleasure to the mind, and pleasure, mental pliancy is a pleasure of the mind, very ease, and physical pliancy is an ease. And just so for a translator's note, this pliancy is an ease, so it makes it easier. So it makes the king's mind easier, the queen kid, and makes the king's body easier. Can be translated as that. It doesn't have to be translated the way we would think, like in pleasuring in that way. It's translated also, you could translate it as easier. Yeah. Because pliancy makes it easier for your mind to do what it wants to in your body. There's no problem with it. So if you're comparing it to a queen and what her duties are in the mind and body, it would be making it easier for the king, just to try to get it as close to the what it's supposed to mean as possible. Okay.
띵엔진 친다던다스 띵엔진 친다던다스 잡고 롬보더네 리치던데로 어떠순다고 인사를
Shinta?
친다스 다 잡고 롬보 잡고 가서 그래 다 잡고 뭐 뭐여로 어떠스 친다던다데서 제대로 상바지 내가 온주와 집에서 잡고 롬보도 속에 되는 잡고 상바나지 내가 지고 있어. 드나지 띵엔지 되게 어디 상주 생바되게 참바나지 아니면 내가 온주도 그래서 주도 친다던 잡으래서 내가 온주와 집에서
The Dandra indicated the Jalpo, Norbo, rich.
리지로 신다
Norbuga, Shugiga, Shinja, Needs, Sima, Lucima, okay. Tingenzi, Dadam, Jate, Jita, Sampa, Shingi, Yunta.
띵엔지 친다던다데 제대로 상바지 내가 온주 띵엔지 되게 어디 상주 생바 속에 수순 대바나지 연대 줄좀 오여로다 내가 온주와 집에서
I'm not sure about this one. I'm gonna need to look it up, but I think it's like it is like riches. So if the king has many jewels and money, he can help many people. So it's like riches. Meditative stabilization. So he did pliancy like a queen. Meditative stabilization is like the riches which bring about what one wishes. Oh, that would make sense, what one wishes. And then Danyom, where am I? Zundra, okay. Gawa, Xinjiang. Okay, then Yenla soon, Nyomo maybe. Then Danyom Rinpoche, Dandrapo.
다녀는 넘버던다스 넘버를 보셨어 잡을 넘버여들어다 넘버 뭐여로되네 저소 아리 저소 오만도 고마세 병 뭐여로되 넘버 말베데 아 어디
Danyoni
넘버던다데스 잡고 넘버던다브레스 아르타블 전나 저수 공부 변부도 그래서 다데 상주 semba 제tar 제바tar 네바시베서 상주 sembi 군데 봐요 상주 sembi 툴데 봐요 나지 아니 왜대도 마음만 봐지 네바시 그래서 제타 제바지 네바시베서
Ngama ngatsu norbu lapsang. Yomarbe. Sandre.
God nobodandate nebe God jabata chöji
Gawa.
gawi jebanju isheres shejan jamodandate lösenla dewate shebisher tenganzi shindadandate jeda sambajin dela onju shebejer tanyo no lobodandate shanju sembe jeda jebajin neba shebejer susongdu jenles dudu jenle majewale jebashi tambatanu kundushu Kundushu's Jason sauce. What is
So then the seventh, I can't find where we are, but the seventh is like a jewel. I thought that we already did jewel. I said, and it's equanimity in the path which clearly realizes, because you can get anything you want from that. So that's the reason it's like a jewel, or so equanimity in the path which clearly realizes. So it's saying that it's like a jewel. It says it so. Because from that you can get whatever you wish for. Okay, then this stuff. So we went over these aspects of the branches of enlightenment, which are necessarily superior branches of enlightenment, Arya branches of enlightenment. Cheek Jason. Does anyone Rinpoche is deciding what to do. Let me first translate what Rinpoche just said, and then we'll get to the next part. So now we've gone through the 4 close placements of mindfulness, the 4 perfect abandonments, the 4 aspects of the legs of magical emanation, the 5 aspects of the faculties, and the 5 aspects of the strengths, as well as now today we've gone over the 7 aspects of the branches of enlightenment. So now we would move on to the 8 aspects of the branches of the path of the nobles, so the superior paths. And just not to be confused, the others are superior paths as well, because we already said it's necessarily a superior path, but this is just called and named that, aspects of the branches of the path of the nobles. So does anyone have any questions? So Rinpoche said we could start, we don't have much time, which we could get into this section, or have a question or two and then end. So anybody have any questions? Coleman, Trua. Okay. The Kon Trua, you're right?
Okay.
The Dixon. Gangisena then Kamba Yan the Datu. Okay.
Okay. My question was, is virtue what you accumulate when you first achieve the path of accumulation and preparation? Is that just what you train in specifically? Or is there also a training in emptiness? Like
so what are you training in the path of accumulation? What
Yes,
exactly are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good question. The Triwa Yabudu. The Techen Langa. Then the Solan, Julan, Tonlan, Golan, Melolan. Then the Kongi Triwa de Solan dan Julan, Leka Gare. The Tonlan, the Gomlan, dan Melolan, the Palang. Then Konso Papa. Then Kongi Trua the Solan dan Julang Leka Gare Konsu Gewasa? The Konsu Tomba ni?
Teje Tolan Tajavina.
Yabudu.
Shanju Sende.
Yabudu.
Shanju Senju Gadu Jesuna. Solan le no.
Touche.
Shanju Sen Jul Majana, teaching Solan le to Mares.
Touche.
Solan Je.
Less so.
That teaching Solan Yung Handla, Timene, teaching Solan Yung Jitan, Solan Yung Jitan, and the Dambanin teaching Solan Yung Rini or
Touche.
Dambanin teaching Solan Yung de. What the Karina Dakante, Shanju Sen Jul Gadu Jesuna. Teaching Solan knows Solan.
Less so.
Senje Ban Jense, and that do be Shanju Sen Jul Gadu Jesuna, Solan
Less
Lenores.
so.
That Solan ya Joland Pay said the Garesana. Solan goes Tony Tugre, Tony Lamy, Laton Yomares. Solan, Tony Lamy, Laton Gadu Tozuna, Solan but Joland Penores.
Touche.
Joland but the Tony Gonson Gadu Tozuna, Tolan Penores.
Less so.
And they tamal in Rabotores.
Okay, so there are very specific things. So the question is what, did we get the question in the microphone? Excellent. So the answer to the question is as follows. So in the 5 paths, there are various things that are taking place and are qualifiers to show that a being is on a particular path. So at the path of accumulation, one becomes a bodhisattva. So once you've meditated and you generate the mind that aspires to enlightenment, you generate bodhicitta, at that point you're on the path of accumulation. Now you have an understanding of emptiness, but you don't have any special concentrations related to that emptiness yet. So you're on the path of accumulation, and this is according to the Mahayana. Just as a translator's note, if it was Hinayana, the path of accumulation is renunciation. Okay. But a bodhisattva has to get bodhicitta, you have to have a renunciation already. Oh, okay. So the path of accumulation for a Mahayanist is the generation of the mind that aspires to enlightenment. And then may I become a Buddha for the sake of all sentient beings. Then there are 3 stages. Rinpoche didn't say that, but I'm just adding as a note. There are 3 stages of that path. And then when one begins to meditate on emptiness and develops a union of calm abiding and a special insight, once that happens, it's not a direct perception of emptiness, but it's a concentration that is through inference. Once that takes place, he or she moves from the path of accumulation to the path of preparation in those 4 stages. And then from there, once one builds up his or her concentration to the point where then there is a direct realization of that emptiness, that they have a union of the calm abiding and special insight related to, as soon as they directly perceive that, that's the path of seeing. So the path of accumulation's qualification is bodhicitta. The path of preparation is a union of calm abiding and specifically special insight related to emptiness. But you have to have calm abiding to get special insight. And then seeing emptiness is the path of seeing. And then Rinpoche said, the rest of the path of meditation, one sees emptiness. There are more emptinesses and more abandonments that take place up to the path of no more learning, where one becomes a Buddha. Decent. So the hearer and solitary realizer path of accumulation is renunciation. So as soon as they generate renunciation within the continuum, they're considered to be on the path of accumulation in their vehicle. But the qualification of the special insight that has as its object of observation emptiness is the same, according to the middle way consequence school. Other tenet systems have other views, but just as a note, the middle way consequence school says you see emptiness, period. There's not a kind of different emptiness that you can see that's subtle, or you see emptiness. So that's why they're saying that according to the middle way consequence school, it goes that same way. There are some differences, though, in other schools, tenets. So we've heard so many teachings now, and we look at the texts and we read these words, and then it leaves imprints of so many different positive imprints within our mental continuum. So in the future, we'll be able to very easily understand this material in future lives. We'll become a bodhisattva of sharp capacity. You have dull and sharp. We will become of sharp capacity or faculties because of this learning. Decent. So we'll do the concluding mandala offering and dedication prayer to Chenrezig Rinpoche. It's just so wonderful that we can receive such pure teachings like this. And I apologize for anything that I can't compete with in terms of knowledge, but we know they're on a video for all to see in the future. And these can be made more and more subtle and cleaner to the point where we eventually have an understanding in English of these subtle topics because of the work that Rinpoche is doing for us. So when we look at the amount of virtue that's being amassed through that process, and we think about how much merit is being created, we have to include that in our dedication, because the small things that I know I can do throughout the day pale in comparison to being able to hear pure teachings, to be able to in the future maybe share these pure teachings with someone else, and to be able to in our future lives actually be these teachings. And really when we dedicate this virtue, let's think about those things and think about the opportunity that we have that I would say 99% of the sentient beings don't have. Maybe more, 99.9% of sentient beings don't have this opportunity to hear truth. And the only thing that happens from hearing the opposite of truth is more suffering. So we have an opportunity to not suffer ever again because of what Rinpoche is teaching us. So let's make sure we dedicate that properly and give it its due when we make our dedication. We didn't just attend a college class. We attended the cure for all illness. All right. So concluding mandala offering and dedication prayer. The fundamental ground is scented with incense and strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha land and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure realm. I dedicate whatever virtue I've collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of Venerable Losang Drapa to shine forever. Send forth this jeweled mandala to you, precious Guru. I dedicate all this virtue to emulate the knowledge of the hero Manjushri and likewise Samantabhadra as well. With whatever dedication is praised as supreme by all the conquerors who traverse the three times, I also dedicate all my roots of virtue for the sake of auspicious deeds. In that pure land surrounded by His name, source of all benefit and happiness, all powerful Avalokiteshvara, Zinjatso, may you stay until samsara's end. Pray for the long life of the precious Khensur Rinpoche, upholder of scriptural and realizational doctrines, spiritual friend who trained extensively in the 5 great philosophical texts with exceptional wisdom and perseverance. Suji Rinpoche, Gutsi Shapi Denalang, Natsu Lamrim Chemo Kanga Chirona. Sheda Sabuldu.
Yeah.